The following program is a paid presentation. The views and/or opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the staff and management of KWAM.
This is Wake Up Memphis, brought to you by the Memphis Police Association.
67 shots fired.
Back up, it's an automatic weapon. He's firing at us. I got rounds in the front of my car.
It's time to wake up.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. The police are necessary. And you may not like the police, but if in fact you're going to have the police, then you should want quality officers. Because if you have not been paying attention to the news, Memphis is off the chain. That's why we need quality officers.
For heaven's sakes, bruh, when will we wake up? We on the verge of total extinction. For heaven's sakes, trust.
She said, baby, she said, I used to talk so bad about the police department all the time. I said, all y'all did was sit up at Mapco and drink coffee and eat donuts. She said, well, babe, I'm going to tell you this. She said, from this day forward, I'm going to keep my mouth off of y'all. Y'all got a hard job. And I was glad that she was able to see that, you know, and it gave her a different perspective.
Talk about what you think about gun violence in the city, you know, in the city of Memphis or around the world. What you think the solution would be.
That we're going to increase youth activities in this city to draw them out of the streets. And I'm not talking about just playing at it and talking about it. I'm talking about take some of these community centers and put computer labs in them, put television rooms in them, put audio-visual labs, put recording studios, put game rooms, put... Hello? We can even invest in them on the front end because some people say, well, Michael, that costs money. We don't want to spend our money. You're spending money to incarcerate them. You're spending money to incarcerate them. Sometimes just the presence deter crime. Not to just beat people up, no. We need to get back into community policing, sir. Hello. Once again, we'd like to welcome you to another edition of Wake Up Memphis from Behind the Badge, brought to you by the men and women of the Memphis Police Association. And my name is Mike Williams. I am the president of the Memphis Police Association, representing approximately 1,900, and we'll give you a couple of numbers, 50 police officers in this great city of Memphis. It is a wonderful day to be in the city of Memphis. Can you believe that this is February? Jeez, man, the weather's nice. Everybody running around, just having a good time. And we got a good show for you today. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything. We're going to open up the phone lines. The number to call is 260-5926. 260-5926 if you want to be a part of the conversation. I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves. One is not a guest. He's a member of the Memphis Police Association. Come on, Doc. What's up?
I'm Daryl Mathis, Range Station Representative, representing approximately 150 officers.
You got 150, huh? Oh, okay.
I like to represent my people.
Your people. Representing, what is that, the Haven?
The Have. Falcon Home, Barton Heights, Mitchell Sub, Road of Green Hill.
Rep your city!
All through there. Representing it all.
Oh, well, rep your hood. Okay. All right. And our next guest is?
Kelvin Cowens. I'm here on behalf of the Good Blue and You team.
Okay. Kelvin, Kelvin's been around for a while. Ran into him today over at Bloomfield Baptist Church. They were having a youth forum over there that was being hosted by none other than our Mayor Strickland and Pastor White was the host church. I went over there just to kind of see what was going on. You know, I got to keep up with what's happening in our community. See what they trying to feed the citizens of this great city.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say anything negative about what happened. I always think it's good when you provide an outlet for young people to be able to address the leaders in our city. The only question that I have is, we've had numerous forums over the course of years. And what's going to happen after the forum? That's the only issue that I have. A lot of young people, man, let me tell you, they had some good questions. I mean, articulate. had wonderful questions for the panelists. I just felt like a lot of times their questions were met with questions.
Right.
So, at some point we have to stop talking about it and be about it. And we're going to talk about this. What's your program, Kevin?
Good Blue and You.
Good Blue and You. Man, I like that. Normally we talk about blue, we talking about the Popo, baby. Or we could be talking about the University of Memphis Tigers. Hello, somebody. But anyway, we haven't even gotten into the conversation yet, and we already got a caller on the line. So I'm going to go ahead and let Tony in. Tony the Tiger. What's up, Doc?
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
I tried to get in last week when your cohort shot that I consider it as a compliment out to us last week.
Okay.
Do you recall what he said?
What was it? Ooh.
When he was saying that, they don't expect your office to be friendly. We're not the postman. Yeah, I accepted that as a
you the postman.
Yeah, he the postman.
You the postman.
Yes, sir.
Put some of them bills back.
I'm over here in Orange Mound, 2 fingers around, 3 down, baby.
Okay, well, put some of them bills back.
Look at you, man. Look at
Been here 13 years. I have no fear. I believe in a man to sit high and look low. My motto, yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadow of Orange Mound.
I'm going to be
nice. I'm going to be nice. I have a lot of senior citizens that I love, and I go visit my family and I. I appreciate y'all sending us that shout out because we are friendly neighborhood postman. I just had to get that in because I couldn't get in last week when he said so. That struck a nerve.
Well, we thank you so much.
I apologize for offending you.
I accept that's a compliment because it's sent a shock down my nerves so bad with that osteoarthritis.
Now you're making me feel bad.
No, I've been taking the Proxen all week, man, because that made me feel good.
That made him feel good.
Okay, I feel bad. Next one I see, I'm going to give a hug Monday when I get back to work.
There you go, man, because I'm with the NALC National Association, Larry Carey.
Right.
We all stand solidarity, man.
That's right.
Mike, though, I chime in Thursday on every show. I hate I missed you on Pastor Guy yesterday.
Well, that's okay. I'm going to be on there Monday. I'm going to be on there Monday. I'm going to be on there Monday.
I will be listening to
well,
hey, man, and like always, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Everybody pointing the finger at you, man.
It's okay.
It's
cool.
It's
okay.
I know it is.
Hey, don't steal my thunder.
That's we perish for the lack of knowledge. They don't know this.
Exactly.
Ain't Mike Williams.
Exactly.
That's not Mike Williams. Mike Williams, you just the face of the union, man. So, hey, you got people behind you, but hey, go get them, Tony the Tiger. That's all I can say, big man.
Well, thank you so much.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you so
much. Yes, sir. It's about over. I got 30 minutes, Mike.
Man, and you roll on, and you be careful out there. Hey, you ever see Fridays?
Fridays.
Yeah,
the show Fridays.
The show Fridays.
With
Ice Cube, and
John Witherspoon.
Yeah, the movie. Yeah, John Witherspoon.
He
the postman. All right, Mr. Postman. Man, what?
Hey, nice doggy.
He was in the bed. He was laying in the bed, and he was having these thoughts of what had happened to him. That dog had came out, and he's like, all right, Mr. Postman, that's your blink, Mr. Postman.
Go, man. Keep doing it, man. Peace, love, prosperity.
Hey, man. Thanks, same to you, Doc. Okay, the number to call is 260-5926. 260-5926. And we're going to,
Hey, since the postman, he did steal my thunder, I'm going to go ahead and reiterate what I said last week. And I know during the press conference, we touched on that. But I want the mayor, if he's listening, to hear it and hear it again. Mike Williams had nothing to do with the billboards. We have a PR committee, the PR committee, which Mike does not sit on. We decided to put those billboards up. Mike Williams had nothing to do with it. Yes, Mike is the president of the union. We support him, We think he's one of the best, if not the best president we've had.
Thank you.
And we will continue to tell the truth to these people. We will not sugarcoat it, no matter how it is. Don't put it on mic. If you want to know about what we're going to do, then we invite you every first Thursday of the month, sir. You can come down to the union and you can have your spiel and say what you need to say. But these personal attacks on Mike Williams, we don't think they are appropriate and they need to stop.
Right.
I mean, he's only doing what the body wants him to do. So, I mean, if maybe you could take a cue and follow the body of the citizens of Memphis, then Memphis would be a better place. So you could learn a little something from him, but he has nothing to do with those billboards. We put those up. We put up the first ones. We're going to put up the truth every single time. So come down, talk to the PR committee. We'll convene. We'll talk with you anytime you want. You're willing to talk. You are the mayor of the city. We will respect you. You can come down and you can talk. But the personal attacks on Mike Williams, this is not about Mike Williams. This is about the police officers and protecting the citizens of this great city.
Man, that was a mouthful, and I definitely thank you for that because, I try to tell people that I am the president. Whatever the will and pleasure of the body is, that's my job to be able to promote that and to put that out there, regardless of what my personal feelings may be. Because I was elected, believe it or not, by 95% of the membership that unanimously said, that they wanted me to be the representative for them. So, and I am currently on my second term. So evidently, I learned during my first time, don't make those decisions and put all that responsibility on yourself. And the executive board, no, I'll come to them in a minute. Hey, man, this is what we got going on. This is what we do. Yeah. Or if somebody has a request of us, I take it back to the executive board because that's what they're there for,
right?
To be able to carry that load. We got two callers on the line, but before, and I want you guys to hold on a minute. Hold on, Carol, and hold on, Lee. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to get you in. But before we get too far down the line, because I know we're talking about the billboards, but I want my man Calvin to get in and talk about the program that he has going on because he supported us when he was over at the Tri-State Defender. He was doing an article every issue highlighting police officers and what they did. He left, went to Houston, I believe, and now he's back in the city of Memphis again, and he's ready to hit the ground running. So come on, Doc, tell me a little bit about what you got going on.
Hey, man, again, thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah.
Basically, I've been with Tri-State Defender for 6 years now.
Okay.
And just about 4 years ago, I was over there with you at the Community and Police Relations.
Right. We did CPR, the CPR program together.
Absolutely.
Right.
And, those guys was like, when we was in our forums and everything, I was like, why don't I bring this to the table?
Right.
I said, why don't I interview the officers and humanize them for the community? Because, everyone is not related to a police officer.
Correct.
So everyone don't know that this police officer, this lieutenant, this captain, they don't know, hey, he's cool.
Mm-hmm.
She's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that humanizing officers through articles would, help the community, bridge the gap, you know. And so I've been doing that for 4 years now. It's gotten really great.
Okay.
And so I think that it's time that we moved it to a magazine. So now we're going to move it to a magazine. And basically what Good Blue and You is, I've interviewed Director Rowlings before him, Director Tony Armstrong. Even coming up this week, Deputy Mike Wiles.
Okay, Deputy Director Ryle. Yeah.
Correct. I'll be doing him this week for Good Blue and You. And it's been in the Tri-State Defender. I've done Sheriff Oldham.
So are you back
SCSO.
with the Tri-State Defender?
I've never left them.
Okay.
But Good Blue and You is a column I created in it, and now I'm going to pull it out to a magazine because it's only been so much that I could put in the Tri-State Defender. 1,200 words, one photo.
Okay.
But I sit there and I talk to these wonderful people that you don't even know that they're preachers and deacons and basketball coaches.
Come on,
and,
Doc. Right.
You don't know their favorite teams, their favorite foods, what got them into law enforcement. How much they care about their wives, how much they care about the community. You don't know their personality. It's just hard to squeeze it off into 1,200 words in one photo. So I was like, I feel like it's outgrown that, and so now I moved it to another stage. And I've had the support, like I said, the interviews of Sheriff Oldham, Chief Hall out at Germantown Police Department.
Right.
And now we're trying to pick up Collierville as well. And the people that have supported it, Christy Ransom of Germantown Police Department, Deborah Fessenden of the SCSO, and also Lieutenant Karen Rudolph of Memphis Police Department.
Right.
They're the ones who select the officers and give them to me, and then I do my thing.
Okay.
And so we're gonna drop that off in the magazine, and then we got other things that are gonna be in there too. So it's all about the good
How
that
come
police
nobody
officers
ever
do.
highlighted me? What's up with this? Jesus, I done heard Odom and Rollins and Armstrong. I done heard everybody. I ain't heard nobody said Mike Williams. Mike Williams in the house. I said Mike Williams in the house. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. I mean, I don't pick them.
Look, I'm just kidding. All of those are great candidates, and I think that some of the not only should we highlight, and I'm hoping that you guys not only highlight a lot of the leadership, but we have a lot of officers that are out there on the ground that are sacrificing and doing excellent things. So I hope this magazine will be inclusive of those sheriff department officers, Memphis Police Department officers, Germantown Police Department, Collierville, Bartlett, or whatever. I hope that we take it all the way down to the patrolman in the streets that's actually dealing.
Definitely
the ones that are pulling people out of burning cars and going into these firefights and saving lives and delivering babies and all that other kind of stuff.
Absolutely. I've interviewed the K9 dog unit lieutenants and detectives, so, sexual assault detectives and everything. So, this is just going to be a bigger stage for that. Like you said, we was over at Bloomfield earlier today, and I want to make sure I mentioned these officers that I met today, and they took pictures for the Good Blue and You Facebook page, and it'll be up a little later on today. Sergeant Brandon Harris, Officer Brandon Baker, Officer Daniel Chambers, Officer Chase Merritt, and Officer Brett Kugler. Yeah. At a moment's notice, they gathered everybody together and they start taking pictures with the community. And I mean, we don't see that enough. Yeah. Good Blue logo. I mean, what we say is, just as a neighborhood shouldn't be judged by a few bad apples, neither should any law enforcement agency.
And I want to make this observation too. Every officer he names was Caucasian. And I say that to say you're having a forum at an African-American church in regards to issues in the predominantly African-American community, but you had Caucasian officers, and all of those guys, I was there, I know them. Those are good guys. Those are good guys that give of themselves because they believe in preserving the sanctity of a neighborhood. They believe in the youth. They believe in trying to make it a better place. And I definitely thank you for actually mentioning them and putting that picture in the paper, because a lot of times I think people get it twisted and they want to get caught up on race and all of this other stuff. No. And I'm not saying it because I want it to be a race thing, but I definitely want them to know that we have officers of all ethnicities and all cultures on the police department that bring a lot to the department. And it's not like always a lot of what people are saying. So I'm gonna stop you real quick because I do want to get those people on the phone line. No problem. But Kev, chime in, man. Anything
we
you
love
want to talk about, any issues you got?
Absolutely.
We want to hear how you feel it.
Some of this stuff. You sure you want to hear what I say?
Say it.
Because I write it, man, so I'll say it.
Man, we don't run from the truth.
We don't. Hey,
please tell the truth.
We like keeping it real and 100.
Whether it hurt us or not, tell the truth.
I'm with it.
Just don't get mad when I come back. But anyway, we got another call on the line. We definitely like to hear from our caller. So go ahead, caller. Your own. Wake Up Memphis from behind the badge. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, guys.
Hey, Lee.
How y'all doing? Yeah.
All right,
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, I support those billboards 100%.
Well, thank you, Lee.
Because you got to tell the truth. The city council it's treated y'all very, very poorly, and it's a disgrace. And I would like. Could y'all make some bumper stickers or
T-shirts?
And I'll put a bumper sticker on every street pole if I have to.
Look at you, Lee. You know what? Thank you so much, Lee.
Thank you for your support,
man. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. And also, they're just picking on Mike because they're afraid he'll run for mayor again. So that's the only reason,
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Let's
thank
go.
you. Thank you.
You have a good day.
For the support, Lee. And that's a citizen. Lee's not a police officer. I know who Lee is. He's an activist, actually. And Lee fights for all kinds of things in this city. So for him to be standing up for that, that's actually indeed an honor.
And Mike, before we get this to the next caller, I want to say also something that was a slap in the face this week that really just PO'd me. Is when he come out and he says, I want to talk to the MPA about eliminating the president, the vice president, and the treasurer position and putting them back in the car. Like 3 people gonna make a difference when you losing 3 people a minute. Business has to be conducted, sir. I mean, people don't understand that they're not only are they running the union's business, but they're handling the business of the police officers. Something that needs to be done. Union business has to be done. And through the contract, that is those are positions that were filled through the contract. I mean, this attack on MOUs and union from a city council and a mayor that is predominantly supposed to be Democratic, Democratic Party is supposed to be a party that's of the working people. I just don't understand. And it just made me infuriated for you to say and insult our intelligence to say 3 people are going to make a difference when we losing officers every single day. I mean, don't ask us to do your job. I mean, that's crazy. And I just think that was a real slap in the face, not only to Mike Elska and the Herbison, but it's also a slap to every officer who's a member of the MPA. And that's just all I was want to say about this.
Well, and one of the first things I thought about is if you citizens have seen me in uniform a lot.
Right.
I work on Beale Street. I work details. I work, I have no problem with putting on a uniform. But I don't think they understand the complexity of the police association itself. It's almost like an organization within itself. Not only do we have the police association, but we have the day-to-day business of the Police Association Charitable Foundation, which we established that gives back to the community on a regular basis. We support so many things in the community. But it's not just, they look at it like, we're a voice that goes against the grain all the time, but they don't look at the day-to-day operations. We have insurance. We provide insurance for our officers, whether it be life insurance. We have dental insurance. So that's a major undertaking of itself that we deal with on a daily basis. Then not only that, we have to go to hearings for officers. We have to represent officers. We have lawsuits in the federal court and also in the chancery court that we deal with
that you have officers to testify to.
Every time the city abandons an officer, when an officer is involved in a shooting, or if in fact someone makes a complaint on an officer, the city actually separates themselves from that officer. And we have a law firm on retainer, Godwin, Morris, Lorenzi, and Bloomfield, that we actually have to deal with for these officers' businesses. When an officer gets a ticket on duty, the city abandons the officer, and we have lawyers and stuff that represents those officers as well. When we have officers that die, when we have officers that are contracting illnesses, life-threatening illnesses, we're dealing with them. We're dealing with the family members. We deal with HR. We deal with finance. We deal with, it's not just we're here to give you a hard time.
Or our retirees who out here have to make a choice between getting their medicine and getting food. We also provide for them a job that we don't have to do, but we do it because they're our members, our former members. But I think if a person gives most of their life to a cause, then you should take care of them in their waning years. So, I mean, the MPA, while it's under attack, is also a very good thing, a vital thing to this community, and I will not let it be attacked the way it's being attacked without saying something on this radio.
Well, and the other thing, you know me, I wanted to bounce back. I wanted to shoot back off.
I know.
But I had to catch. I
know you did. I
had to catch myself because you want to talk about 3 officers that are at the MPA that are representing 1,900 officers, which I think we should have more officers actually down there if you really realistically look at it. Just like I'm at Bloomfield today. I don't get paid for that.
Right.
But I'm in MPA gear. I do a radio show every Saturday. I do a television show on Thursday. I don't get paid for those. You know what I mean? I go to community meetings. For a fact, I'm out here in the community all the time. I don't get paid for that. That not only is good public relations for the police department, but it's good public relations for the officers as well.
Right.
And, but I wanted to bounce back and say, what about your detail? What about them 7, 8, 9 officers you got guarding City Hall? What about those officers that are sitting outside your house? You know, I got people putting gang signs in front of my house, but I don't have a detail protecting me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the kind of things I really wanted to bounce back with, but I didn't.
But you know what? Before we go, let our guest say something.
Yeah.
I know it'd have been like, well, that's Mike Williams. He just upset because he's not the mayor. I mean, that ain't has nothing to do with it. Okay, that's over. We about the business of the police department and these citizens. That's all we wanted to be about.
Yeah. Let me speak for the citizens
Go ahead.
for a moment.
Go ahead.
So let me get this correct. Are you telling me that, like, if there is an issue, like between you and the mayor, you're telling me that you guys can't just say, hey, get on the phone. Hey, let me speak with you for a minute, and you guys meet up at Starbucks or something and talk?
No.
Y'all can't do that?
No. I don't mind.
It's a procedure. You're
mind.
telling me there's a procedure you have to go through for you, the MPA, to sit down and speak with the mayor?
Well, I'm saying the mayor has to, first of all, want to sit down and talk to us. Second of all, I don't have to go through anybody to get a
Why wouldn't he
meeting.
want to?
Well, first of all, to be perfectly honest, because I believe that I am not one of those that just go along to get along, and you have to come to me correct, and you don't be blowing smoke up my butt. Right. And because I've been out here a long time, and I've dealt with all kinds of people, and it's kind of like, I know the issues. When you try to tell me that there is no money and I can go in your budget and point money out to you, then don't come to me telling me that there is no money. You got to tell some citizens that don't really know the budget to do that. When you come to me and tell me that there's no money to invest in our youth in this community, and there's no money for redevelopment or renovation of community centers and youth programs, and then you turn right around and you say, well, you know, we got to work on the front porch of the city of Memphis. We're going to dedicate $25 million to the redevelopment of Riverfront or Riverside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that all of that is good, but don't work on your front porch until you work on the inside of the house. Let's work on the foundation for a while. And then when you tell me that I don't understand pilots, and I tell you, yes, I do. I understand pilots very well.
Right.
You want to come to me and say, well, Michael, this is the issue. You know, you got a property that's not being utilized and you get $20,000 in taxes on it. But we allow people to come in, they renovate it, and then you're going to get $50,000 in taxes in it. And it doesn't cost you anything. And I said, hold up, stop, wait a minute. In the renovation of that property, what we do is, like with Electrolux, we spent millions to go over there and to upgrade the infrastructure. Those are tax dollars. Okay, we spend millions out of MLG&W to go over there and to upgrade the electrical systems. Okay, those are tax dollars. And in the process of doing that, we get GO bonds, okay, that you, the citizen, is responsible for paying back. It increases our debt services. And now our debt services are approximately $1,600,000. And that's what you have to pay back. So then Electrolux say, well, we're going to bring jobs in that bring $40,000 a year salaries. But now you have Electrolux going through temp services that are often $12 an hour. Right. So you're not holding Electrolux accountable. We done spent millions with the infrastructure. Plus we done gave them a 30-year, 10-year, 15-year pilot, which they can pay reduced taxes even though they're making money. So don't come to me and don't expect, you know, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it alone. I equate it to the battered wife syndrome. You want me to be in the house. You want to beat me. You want to rape me. You want to take my money, but you don't want me to tell nobody. And you want me to suffer in silence.
And before we go to the caller, Mike, another thing you left out is the commercial appeal. Well, I call it the commercial appall because it's so appalling the way they just lie and put facts that they want to put in there, as other people say alternative facts. We had a boat. We bought a boat ramp. No one wants to ride a boat up and down the Mississippi River. Okay, but they slid in that the restaurant is losing $90,000 a month.
Hold on.
That we pay for.
Hold on. Now that boat ramp started out $9 million. Before it was complete, you know how much we spent for that boat?
Hold on, you talking about the boat ramp that's down on Riverside?
Beale Street Landing.
It's actually beautiful though.
It is.
But who's using it? Who's using it?
Okay, don't get me wrong. It is beautiful.
Okay, go ahead and give me the facts. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
It was supposed to cost $9 million.
Okay.
You know how much it cost us in the end?
How much?
$43 million. 43.
And when last time you been down there to use it? Overspend it?
I think I down there
It took
about
them
a year ago.
it took them 3, 4, 5 years. No, 10 years to build this thing.
And you still can't
What
serve
happened?
hot
What
food.
happened?
Because
I mean, how did the 9 go to 43?
No gas line.
you
It
know
takes
what,
a whole
Yeah.
another show
I
to
can
tell you how to run on.
and I don't even want to go that long, but believe me, all you got to do is, and don't take Mike Williams' word for it. See, I'm one of them guys. Google it, okay? Because it was a point of contention because the cost overrun just kept adding up.
Check who owned the boat. On the boat.
Yeah.
Check who owned the boat.
Who? The boat. The Great American Steamboat Company. Guess who that is?
Who was that?
Pitt Hyde. Guess where the Great American Steamboat Company headquarters is? One Commerce Square. Guess who owns One Commerce Square? Pitt Hyde. Guess who also manages One Commerce Square? Kim Conrad. Guess who orchestrated the business deal for the acquisition of the Great American Steamboat Company?
Maybe the Fed should be in Memphis.
Guess who gave a loan to Mr. Pitt Hyde to be able to acquire the Great American Steamboat Company?
Let me stop. I'm going to stop you, Mike, because I don't want you to get in no trouble. You know?
Well, what do you mean get in trouble?
I know.
Hold on. These are facts. Go look it up. Mike Williams can't get in trouble because Mike Williams is giving you facts. But anyway, we got another call on the line. We rolling right along because I want to see what Kevin think about these daggone billboards since everybody been beating me up. I want his opinion now. Okay, go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Wake up Memphis from behind the badge. Go ahead.
Okay, Mike, I just wanted to know a few things.
Okay.
How long will these billboards be up?
As long as we want them to, Carol.
Good. Okay.
I heard, you know what, and people are asking me how long are they going to be up. I don't know. It's however long the public relations committee for the police association want them up. Do you know, Carol, when they put those billboards up, I told them, I told them, I said, this is going to create a stir. I said, however, if that's what you want to do, I'm there, and they were like, yep. But I'm going to tell you what's happening. You have police officers that are frustrated. They feel like their backs are up against the wall. They feel like they have been raped. They feel like their benefits have been stolen from them. And they feel as though they're out here and running gun battles in the middle of the night. They're out here chasing guys with rifles and extended clips and drums on AK-47s. Right. These guys are out here shooting up houses. You see how they're robbing all over the place. It's like you hear a bank every day or every other day being robbed or somebody getting shot and killed. So they're enduring all of this. Right. And you still, that battered wife syndrome thing, but I'm going to give you 1%. We're going to do great, wonderful things for the police. But you done took my pension. You done took my health care. You done put my spouse out of the health care system. And you're still talking about now messing around with the impasse process. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mr. Strickland, Mr. Comrade, if y'all continue to mess with that impasse process, the police association's stance is we have the right to strike.
You better tell him.
There are no federal laws that say we can't strike. There are no state laws that say we can't strike. In 1978, the citizens went to the polls and voted unanimously in a referendum to say we don't ever want this to happen again. So we want to give the police and fire a fair, impartial way to be able to negotiate with the city for their benefits. And if you're trying to circumvent that system, then we're under the impression that you've circumvented the whole system and it does not exist anymore. So you better be careful because you're going into dangerous territory. But anyway. Okay, Carol. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, sweetie. I go off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, it's great. It's great information because, today, after listening to the show before, I just felt like, it's about time we start burning a few barns. Yeah. Because I've heard people say before, the blacks wouldn't be free today. They hadn't burned up here. But anyway, I wanted to ask one other thing I wasn't clear about. is the mayor threatening to have your salary taken out of the union? I mean, what's the big deal there?
Well, you know what? I just think that all of that's just sensationalization and posturing, and it shows that he's frustrated,
right?
And it also shows that, as far as I'm concerned, the character of a man. Because just like Kelvin was saying, have you guys ever sit down and just talked about it?
Right. Trying to save a city.
Well, I'm all about the community.
That's
baby.
all this is
I'm
about.
all about the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm about the community. I'm about the police.
Right.
Why? Because I'm a police officer that lives in the community. Right. Hello, somebody.
And I live here too.
So and Daryl, he lives in the city. So you can't continuously tell us what's going on in the city when we're actually out here in the streets and dealing with the pulse of the city. Plus, we're citizens in this city. We're educated. We're concerned about what's going on in the city, and we see what's going on in the city.
And primarily, let me speak on it. Primarily, when you're talking about moving money around, when you're dealing with trying to make the city move forward and grow and everything.
Yes.
I don't know what city in America where you start dealing with the police officers first. Like, let's take this from them. Let's take this from them.
Or the firemen. There's only the firemen, but firemen also.
Yeah, firemen as well. I don't think that you deal with the first responders first when you're talking about cutting money, because I haven't been back in the city a good week, and I can go ahead and start pointing out things that we don't need.
Well, but this is the deal, though, Kevin. They found that the police and fire budgets are the biggest budgets.
Right.
So therefore, if in fact we cut the police by 500, that frees up money for us to be able to do economic development with. Because the power brokers in the city have figured out we can tap into tax dollars, citizens' tax dollars. That way we don't have to spend our own money. So you put people in place that direct that money toward those projects. And that means those individuals that have no voice, those individuals that live within the inner city, those individuals that are not paying attention to what's going on, yet they're the majority of the citizens in this city, their needs go unserved.
And that's not good. I mean, you have to, if you want to do something positive, you have to start by investing in people.
You got to care.
You got to care. And if you care about people. I was covering a story. This goes with this. I was covering a story at City Hall maybe a couple of years back. I ran into you down there.
Right.
The police officers, they were picketing at City Hall
yes.
because they was trying to take their benefits.
Exactly.
And I thought it was horrible.
It's still going on.
I thought it was horrible because you can't call me a hero while I'm working for you, but then treat me like a villain when I'm trying to get my benefits. That's not cool at all. You know what I mean? And that's a story I was covering on that. And I mean, I'm saying that the city, we have to invest in people.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of upset that, a leader like yourself and the mayor and anybody else who holds a leader position in the city of Memphis that can't sit down and talk. Why can't I get on my phone or text you or email you and say, hey, why don't you meet me over here? Let's get something to eat. Let's talk.
Right.
And let's figure it out because we're trying to save a city.
Because you know why?
Maybe I got it wrong.
Because the power brokers that do not want that situation to happen. So when you got someone who's pulling another person's purse string or pulling their string, and it's not Mike Williams talking, when you have that situation happening, then you are told by your handlers not to do that. So it's in his best interest not to do that, because solutions come about, and those solutions do not, as he said, do not involve building the FedEx Forum, building the boat ramp, building Bass Pro, building all these things that cost money, Elvis Press Enterprise, giving those entities money is going to take away from them what you give to the police.
Okay, Carol, you got anything else you want to add to that?
Well, I just wasn't clear. What is the impasse thing you just talked about?
Okay, the impasse process is the mechanism that was put in place after the 1978 strike, because the citizens said they didn't want police officers to strike, because what happened was crime was rampant. It was almost like a free fall in the city. The city was burning down, all that. And they said that the city could not endure that. So they put this mechanism in place. But what you have is a city council with Kemp Conrad, and I couldn't believe Edmund Ford was the co-sponsor of the bill. Hello?
Edmund Ford?
Edmund Ford Jr.
Yes.
He's lining up.
Elvis Presley?
Yeah. Whitehaven and South Memphis.
Edmund Ford Jr.
Okay.
Yes.
He's lining up with Kemp Conrad, who's an ultra-conservative, who don't want you as a citizen to have nothing, don't want you as an employee to have nothing. And we have Mr. Edmund Ford Jr., who our building is named after his uncle because his uncle was a champion for the people. But we're finding that the younger generations of politicians are not
Don't
like that.
care.
Okay, even when you look at Berlin Boyd, he jumped out there yesterday. Well, we're not going to give the benefits back when he represents a community, Klondike, North Memphis, Fraser,
and Lord knows
that's
they need
having
the police.
serious problems.
Lord
but
knows
he
they
lining
need
up with Kemp Conrad, Edmund Ford, and Berlin Boyd, okay, to say, you know what, we're going to change the impasse process, something that his uncle helped author and put in place to protect the citizens and to protect the employees. Wow. Now, here his nephew is 40 years later, turn around and want to tear it up.
And
Hello?
That's why I say, hey, we're going to drive anything other than a Ford. We're going to get a Chevrolet, Pontiac, a Buick.
Well, he can't run for council no more, no way. But he probably going to try to run for mayor.
You ain't hear what I said.
Yeah.
In Whitehaven, I'm going to make sure that we drive anything other than a Ford.
But Kevin, that's the problem, though, man. We got these African Americans that are in positions that have sold us out, and Mike Williams says that freely because I've been around long enough. But anyway, so with all of the issues that's going on, we're saying we need more police officers. We got past directors that's saying we need more police officers. So in order for them to, as a stall tactics, you send Berlin Boyd out there. He's a black man. He can talk to the black community, and they'll listen to him. So as opposed to a white council person do it, Kemp Conrad, because see, he quiet. If you notice, you haven't heard anything from Kemp, but you see his boys getting out there in front of him. He'll attach another little black guy to his bills and all of this.
So you think
they'll come out there doing the talking.
I'm telling you right now, man, I'm floored because I'm tripping because it's like, it sounds like you really got a problem with Mayor Strickland. I'm serious.
I got a problem?
Yes.
No, I got a problem.
So I'm floored because I'm like, why can't you guys talk?
It's not that simple.
Well, they do it in the street.
Well,
somebody can have a problem with somebody in the street, and guess what they're going to do?
Let me tell you something, man. But there's an honor amongst thieves. There's a street code.
Right.
But you guys represent people. I mean, you guys represent...
Kevin, let me tell you something.
So the community is expecting you to jump in your car and go talk.
No. Listen to me. Mike Williams is right here. Mike Williams will talk to Mayor Strickland anytime Mayor Strickland want to talk. How about that, Kelvin? Mike Williams ain't running from anybody. Mike Williams, I'll meet you at the Starbucks. I'll meet you. I don't want to come to your office no more.
How many times we give him Mike?
But I'll meet you. We've invited him to our office.
Open invitation every first Thursday of the month.
Yeah.
It's open. Officers come. We've had politicians come. We've had former directors come.
But guess what, though? Don't come
with the
blowing
BS.
Smoke.
Don't come with the BS.
Because you're dealing with 1,900 atypical personalities. And they ain't with that program. You're dealing with guys with bachelors and masters, so they're educated.
You're
dealing with guys that have the ability to research. So don't come with the crap.
Guys and women.
I'm sorry, Carol.
Let me piggyback on that. That's something we learned. I mean, during the Good Blue and You interviews.
Go ahead.
These officers are educated. Very educated. Very articulate.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yes.
So
see, but that's part of the problem. And when you have a man or men and women that stand up and raise up, you can't ride their back. And they're not just going to accept anything. And I know people say, well, Mike, you should be able to talk to the mayor. I have no problem talking to the mayor. But see, understand this. Mike ain't for no crap and no bull crap. You know understand?
Why don't y'all have a loser leave town match?
I like that, man. Throw that in there. In the ring, baby.
If he's not gonna sit down with you, then why don't we get in touch with Jerry Lawler, see if we can have a loser match?
You definitely from Memphis.
Can we get the money go toward the Memphis Police Association Charitable Foundation? I'm for it.
Can I put it together?
I'll
put it together. Don't make me do
Put it together, man. Put it together. I get in the ring with him.
Well, really, we just want y'all.
Just give me about 2 months to get
ready.
Just
on behalf of the citizens, I believe everybody from the candy lady all the way up to people that owns different businesses around Memphis. I believe we just really want all the leaders to talk. I mean, period. I mean, we do want y'all.
You know what? I'm sick of y'all.
But I will do the leaders.
I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all, Kevin. See, you just got back. There's been so much going on in this city. At some point, we got to stop talking and take action. We got to stop talking and take action because. How many times have you seen us go down to city council? So it ain't like we haven't tried to make our issues known.
Too many.
On street corners.
It ain't, how many times have we stood out, the police, on street corners?
Too many.
How many times have we the police done commercials and billboards trying to reach out. You understand what I'm saying? So at some point, you have to say, you know what? Enough is enough because you ain't hearing me. And is it because you don't want to hear me? Or is it because you have other goals and objectives and I'm standing in your way? See, what they don't like about us, Kevin, is we are vocal, we're verbal, we're visible. So we're educating people. And even with the billboards, whether you like them or don't like them, it has invoked conversation. So they don't like that. You gone, Carol?
No. But
okay. I'm sorry. Get off my phone, Carol.
I apologize.
Have a good day, Carol.
Get off my phone. Thank you so much for calling, Carol. As usual, we really, really, really appreciate it. And I think we got another caller. But go ahead. What do you think about the billboards? You ain't told me that yet. I want your honest opinion. Give it to me, Doc. Come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead. What is hurtful enough?
Don't come up in here being no wuss, man.
Yeah.
You know, you standing on the blue line right here. Come on. Give it to us, baby. You don't like them, you don't like them. And I'm going to tell you why you should like them.
I'm not saying I don't like them. I know about how much it costs to have one up there for a period of time. You know, my thing is this.
Why everybody counting our money now? But go ahead.
No, because it's the first thing, I've heard, I'm in the community now.
Yeah,
right. Okay, so I'm in the community, so they throwing figures out. Oh, it's $3,000 a month for that.
No, it's $4,000
for
a billboard?
Yeah, I'm hearing people in the community. They don't really know. Yeah. All they doing is seeing it. It's shock. The shock value is getting everybody.
Bam!
Yeah,
in your face, baby.
It's in your face.
That's what it's meant to do.
I think that the truth should be put wherever the truth can be heard.
Okay. Well, you don't want us to strike. We only have so many options available to us. And what we've done is we put those billboards up. You still ain't told me, Kevin. You kind of tap danced on that one.
You got to understand this much, Mike.
Okay.
My opinion may be jaded because I respect you and I like you.
Okay.
So my opinion may be jaded because what you're doing is you're getting the truth out.
Okay.
And it's so big because you put it on a billboard. You can say it on the radio. You can write it on a napkin. You put it on a billboard. Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the truth is really big.
They really not gonna like the commercial.
Truth is really big.
So did we lie? So let me ask you a question, sir. Did we lie?
No, you didn't lie.
It's facts. It's facts. You can't say we lied. It's facts. So, but I know a lot of people are concerned though, Daryl, because the first thing they say is, especially people with money. Mm-hmm. Now I will tell you, I run into a lot of people in the community that said, "Man, thank you. Keep telling the truth." I've had people that call me that have said, "Can I buy one for you? Let's put up some more." Because people really need to come to grips with what's going on in the city.
People want to be safe. When I was living in Houston, Texas, I got the news apps, multiple news apps.
You see killers every day.
Every time my phone beep, I'm like, I can't get nothing done today because I keep
all this stuff. All this stuff going on in Memphis. I'm in Houston.
Last year Memphis had 228 homicides.
Yeah. That ain't counting the shootings.
Yeah, but I mean, just the sheer math of it. It's 365 days in a year.
Yeah.
So either someone was killing somebody or thinking about killing somebody every day last year.
Yeah.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
In Memphis, Tennessee.
In Memphis, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We got to give the citizens something else to think about.
Right.
And we need our leaders to talk.
I think we
need y'all to have lose town matches. Whatever y'all need to do.
We just need our city leadership to represent the citizens and the best interests of the city of Memphis, period. And not necessarily a specific group of people who are influential in the city. Now, let me tell you this real quick about the billboard, because I think we got another caller, and I definitely want to get them on. We got two callers, and I definitely want to get them on. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you about this billboard. Well, first of all, people come up to me and they say, well, Michael, what about you're going to affect the tourist dollars that give jobs in the city, and you're going to affect the economics? Well, one of the things Dr. Martin Luther King learned was not only did you have to march, but you had to start affecting the economics of those that are in power. Because, see, they want to say, well, you're going to stop jobs and you're going to affect the dollars that are coming in here to work in your community. I started looking around my community, Kelvin, and I don't see tax dollars coming down to my community. I don't see my community centers being renovated. I don't see youth programs in my community. I don't see other than service jobs. So you want to bring another tourist in here, so somebody would have to carry a freaking plate to them or park their car or clean up their room or something to that effect. Right. But we're not getting those professional jobs in here that's going to provide them with a career. And even when you have police and fire that are careers, and we take these jobs as careers, now you're trying to break those down to, you want security guards and you want not even firemen and paramedics, because now they're trying to do away with the paramedics in this city. So, we really don't want to hear this. Callers. So tourists right now are not my priority.
Yes, sir.
Citizens that are living and dying in this city every day.
The top priority.
That's the priority. Okay, caller. Go ahead, baby. You on Wake Up Memphis from behind the badge. Give it to us.
Hello.
Hey.
Mr. Williams, you took away my thunder, and you may not be able to say it directly, but I will, and I've got 3 points I want to make, okay?
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Take away the mayor's security force. Take away that big gate around the mayor's house. Take away the mayor's security system on his house, and let's see how he feels. And number 2, take away just like all these politicians in Washington. You can go look at the numbers, man. How is it that a senator or a representative can have 30 staff members? What do you need 30 staff members for? See, this is bloated government. And that's all that Mike Strickland understands is bloated government. So, yeah, you may not be able to say it, but I'll say it.
Go ahead.
Let Mike Strickland work in the city and go into some of these neighborhoods where you have to watch your back everywhere you go. As someone who works in this city, and I am in various neighborhoods making deliveries in different industrial and residential sections, let me tell you what, I have to watch my back.
Yes.
So, yeah, let the mayor get out there and get out in the streets and see how he likes it and see some of the things that he witnesses. And number 3, no billboard. There's not a billboard in the world that could hurt the tourism in this city.
Exactly.
What hurts this city is the fact that somebody can get on their phone and they can Google the crime statistics of Memphis or any other city in the world, and they can say, well,
not gonna go there.
It's nice to go to Memphis, but according to the crime statistics, I don't think so, honey. I think we need to go somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I don't really want to cut you off that quick.
Okay.
Hey, you're always welcome to call, but I got one more caller, and that's Mr. McKinney. That's my guy, and I got to get him in. Let him talk for at least a minute. Okay, Mr. McKinney, you're on the air. Go ahead, Doc.
What's up, Mike?
What's up?
Hey, Mr. McKinney.
Right.
How you doing?
Being brief, element of time. That gentleman had 3 things to mention, but all of them was right on time.
They sure were.
But by the way, the billboard's up already.
Oh, they've been up for like 2 weeks, Mr. McKinney.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know a gentleman come through here, this Jewish Center Rehab. That's where I am, a Jewish Center Rehab, way out on run off, well past. It's on Wannago Road in this area.
Okay.
But anyway, a lot of people talking about you out here, and it was Black History Month.
Wait a minute, they talking about me at the rehab place?
Yeah, man. hey, and Jewish too.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Jewish rehab, man. People out here got money. Anyway,
you doing okay though, Mr. McKinney?
I ain't got none. They got it.
You all right?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm working out every day.
Good. Glad to see you at the hospital.
But I'll be brief. The bottom line is, how many? I think Strickland was on. I saw him on some program. He said he got 1,948. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Instead, he got about 100 more people probably coming in this year.
Okay.
We'll see.
He about right on that.
But you're going to lose 40 plus in
Trying
April.
to get to that.
So that's going to put us down to around 1,900. Then you're going to lose people through normal attrition because these young people are getting out of here. They're leaving. I got guys with 1.5 years on, 2 years. They're getting out of here. But we only got a minute, Mr. McKinney. We got to get out.
So he didn't factor that in. No, I'll be.
No, he factored it in. He just ain't trying to tell the citizens that.
Yeah, these people out here want me to do a little excerpt from Black History Month out here, and they won't invite you. I don't know.
You let me know when. I'll be there.
Well, those case workers will get in touch with you.
Okay. You let me know when, and I'll be there.
All right, take care.
Go on, take us out, man.
All right. We'd like to thank you guys for listening and calling in. I'll see you guys back in April when I can come back. I got to go back to my regular shift. So see you guys later.
Be blessed, be strong, be encouraged. Memphis is off the chain.
Serving Tennessee, Mississippi,